I'm kind of liking the cat that way. I can nap at any time, and the cat really appreciates that too. And sometimes I just gauge it on her. I was like, "Oh, look, the cat's sleeping again. I should too."
Yeah, I think she needs me to cuddle up by her and
I
sleep
think
too.
she does. I think she does. That looks fun. And yeah, yeah. How are you this morning, my sister Val?
Oh, I am doing okay this morning.
All right.
I don't know if I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, but hey, I'm here.
And we're here. That's
Mhm.
something. That's something. All right. How's it in Deer Park today?
It is foggy.
Here too.
It's not like thick fog, but yeah, it's foggy and gray and gloomy and yeah.
All right. You appreciative that the snow has slowed down?
You know, I am for us down here at the valley floors, but I know that 49 definitely could use some snow. So I wish we'd get a little snow up in the mountains.
I was going to say, it's probably, like you're like, yeah, I want the snow to be like mellow and stop. But then Brad likes to ski all the time and messes up those wishes, right?
Right. And I feel like, after last year and the fires and stuff, we just need a really good snow base and lots of moisture, and we don't seem to be getting it right now.
Ah. All right. We got to say hi to Robert. He's already checked in this morning.
Morning, Robert.
Robert, our friend from North Dakota that we grew up with. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good morning.
All right. It's nice when people check in from across the country. All right. We're not quite global yet, but I'm waiting for people from other countries to check in. I figured all the bad jokes I made about Canada, somebody'd be at least hating on us, but not yet.
Spread the word, people.
Spread the word.
Scott hates on Canada.
I don't. It's just kind of fun, because they're close and I can. That type of stuff.
There you go.
All right. All right, I should probably do some weather, find out what's in store for us this week today. Looking for a high again of 36. Now, last week I gave that 2-week forecast. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. All right, so 36 today, 29 degrees for an overnight low. It's going to stay like that. Let's look ahead. It's looks all the way through February 1st. It's going to stay like this, mostly cloudy every day. I see a couple partly cloudy days in there. I don't see anything. Well, it looks like around the end of the month, the chance of snow gets up to around 25%, but I don't see anything else. Now, tomorrow, there is a rain-snow mix with a high of 37. All right, 80% chance and overnight low of 28. After that, it's like daytime highs between 36 and 38, and overnight lows right around 28 degrees for a couple weeks. Enjoy.
The bad part about that this time of year is then we just see fog, and you might by the end of the day get a little glimpse of blue sky and sun, but yeah, I just figure gray. It's just gray.
You know what I found that makes me feel better when it's gray for that long, since I don't have a tanning bed or some way to get those UV rays? I just take 2 flashlights and with new batteries and shine them in both eyes for a while.
Oh, nice. Do you close your eyes?
No. But it works. I feel like I've been staring into the sun after just a few minutes.
Well, we've had people suggest that it's okay to stare into the sun. Or model that behavior.
Yeah, don't try that at home, folks.
No,
okay, that was a joke.
Do not.
That was a joke.
You can get those lights, so those really bright UV type of lights that you can have shining on you in the winter if you suffer from seasonal affective disorder. So yeah,
they've got a light for that.
They do have a light for that. Huh. And I bought one for Matt, my son, one time, and he said it made a huge difference. So
all right.
Yeah.
All right. That first thing my sister said about staring into the sun was okay. Not true. I do have an apology that I would like to give about my sister.
All right. I apologize. I'm really, really sorry. I apologize unreservedly.
All right. Don't do it
it's
again.
It's usually me having to apologize about you.
Yeah, that's kind of backwards, ain't it?
Yeah.
The only thing is, though, I've never heard Val apologize about me. She always waits till I leave, and then she leans over to one of her friends. I'm really, really sorry about my brother.
Hey, who told you?
Yeah, your husband shot a video of it. Because it's something he would do. Hey, look what your sister says behind your back. He rolled on you, Val.
Well, got thrown under the bus once again.
All right, I think we're on the face tubes and the U-Books. So we're broadcasting video this morning, too, just in case. Don't know guests, but sometimes it's fun. All right.
There you go.
Sometimes I remember and I make an ugly face at the camera.
No, I don't know if I can finish my coffee now.
Got a little tongue in it, does it?
Oh.
Here, let me sample your coffee for you.
Get away. Thank gosh, I'm in New York and you're in Chihuahua.
Yeah, you let your cat drink out of your coffee, but would you let anybody else?
Well, I didn't let her, but as soon as she put something down, I turn around there, her nose is in my coffee.
I had when Mooch was young, I had the toughest time. So she would go over there and she'd look at your coffee if you weren't paying attention, and she'd try to drink some of it and realize maybe it's too far down the cup. So she would tip the cup over every time.
Well, I think my big, heavy ceramic cups she probably couldn't tip over, but
I wouldn't count on that at all. No.
Well,
no.
she is the devil.
Well, me and Gene Jones were sitting up at the counter one morning, and she tipped, like, the coffee size of coffee cups I have, like, extra large. She flipped a full one over right on the radio counter.
Oh, no.
Bad kitty. She got banned from the studio for, like, a week.
At least it wasn't all over our keyboard.
Yeah. It just ran everywhere, though. But, yeah. All right. Kitties that spill things. No, that's not our topic for today.
But, I think you need, in order to get your kitty card, I think you have to be adept at spilling things.
I think so. At least trickery, tomfoolery. It's on purpose.
Tomfoolery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, mine still at least once a day runs up the middle of, because I still have my tree up. It's now a winter tree instead of a Christmas tree. But still, once a day, she runs up the middle of it, shakes the ornaments really good, and then comes back down.
Nice.
Yeah.
I was ignoring my cat one day, who incessantly begs for food, like a dog. Always. She's always hungry. If you go out the door and come back, even if she's just 8, she's like, food? You left. Time to feed me. You went somewhere. Feed me. And one day I was ignoring her because she's a Fatsy Klein. And I changed the channel on the remote, sat it on the coffee table. Cat jumps up on the coffee table, looks me right in the eye, and whacks the remote all the way across the room, hits the wall, back comes off, batteries go flying, and she's gone. But she taught me. But she's like, yeah, don't want to feed me? You want to do something? I'll make you do something. And it's funny, though, she went after the remote. That's pretty smart.
Well, yeah. She's
pretty smart.
Pretty smart, yes.
All right. In the news today, here's, we were talking about some problems, and I guess we can't get sued, but some problems our mom is having back in North Dakota. She's in the hospital. She's not getting the best care. We're trying to figure out, is it COVID, or do they just don't want to deal with her?
Right.
Right.
Right. And we're not there, and we just don't know.
So I came across the story, though, of a COVID patient that his wife had to go to court and fight the local hospital in Minnesota from pulling the plug on him. He was on a ventilator, and they wanted to pull the plug.
Oh, wow.
So she got a court order injunction to stop it and got him moved to a new hospital. He is still in a coma, but they say everything's functioning except his lungs, and he appears to be getting better. But she had to go fight for him. How could you not have a choice in that? The hospital,
right?
The hospital gets it's our electricity.
Yeah, you would think that you would have to have a family.
Give the thumbs up on that.
I would agree on that. Wow.
Scary. That's
crazy. Well, and according to our sister who I talked to last night, she said that it's a Catholic hospital. And so she said it was finally one of the nuns that they kind of had a meltdown on that got the ball rolling and got her some care. So,
wow.
So, yeah.
And I wonder if the hospital, I'd be curious if they're like overrun with COVID, so they're stretched too thin, like all the other hospitals are saying they are.
Yeah, no. It could definitely be, but yeah, it's kind of sad when you're, heart failure, kidney failure, blood clot in your leg, and you're put at the bottom of the list of care, though.
Yeah. Well, and that's what the new doctor said on this guy. He was the most undernourished patient he had ever seen.
Wow.
Well, and I get, so apparently they weren't even giving him enough fluids through IVs and stuff like that. But they say he looks to be getting better. So there you go. Another story. Airlines, you probably caught that on the news. The 5G, that airports don't want 5G in use around airports. How would that work for the phone companies? Do they got to break out the old equipment?
Well, I think there's going to be, you're going to see a lot of, maybe, I don't want to say litigation, but you're going to see a big pushback from the cell phone companies because there's been 5G in other countries for quite a while now, and they have had no issues with having it near airplanes. And so there's no basis at this point for that concern. So you're going to see a lot of, this is not the first time or the last time we're going to be hearing about this.
All right. And you hear so many weird stories about stuff. So I've got a friend who's got a friend, of course, right? That's how it works, right? A friend of a friend.
Of course, yeah.
And he told him that now he didn't work out in the field, so maybe he doesn't know. But he said, when crews went out and put up 5G or 4G towers and stuff, they were just in their regular work clothes, and hard hats. He says when they're doing 5G, they're in like hazmat suits. And I thought, why would they be in a hazmat suit for that? It's not going to protect them from radiation. But on the line, there's a picture, and there's a crew going up to like the top of the tower in a bucket lift where there's some 5G antennas, and nobody's wearing radiation protection. So.
Yeah. It's just running. I mean, with a radio signal, it's running at a different frequency, right? Different band. And I think it's the same with 5G. So it's just interesting. I mean, there's all sorts of conspiracy theories surrounding it. And I don't think this whole thing with the airplanes has made that any better. But like I said, it's been up and running for a while in other countries, and there hasn't been an issue.
Yeah, we had a rumor going around Chihuahua one time that the radio station was interfering with cell phones, which is, by the laws of science, impossible. It set off all my moron alert sirens.
Oh, there you go.
I can just picture them running around town going, wee, wee, wee. The sky's falling. All right. The U.S. airlines are worried it's going to be a catastrophic disruption.
Yeah, and I think it's, like I said, maybe time will tell, but yeah, it seems to be being blown out of proportion at this point.
So we got volcanoes, hurricanes. What else has happened? Just a big underwater volcano, right? COVID, heat waves, cold snaps, and now an asteroid.
Well, it was only a matter of time.
It was only a matter of time. My sister's right. Okay, it's not supposed to smack Earth, but they say it could be potentially hazardous.
Okay, in what way?
I don't know. Who's the fattest person you know? Maybe if they shifted on the Earth and it attracted the gravitation. No. All right, potentially hazardous asteroid bigger than any building. Maybe it's my mouth that'll attract it.
Oh, that's the black hole.
Thanks. Let's see. Potentially hazardous asteroid bigger than any building in the world will pass by Earth today. See, I could attract it. Not only is the biggest known asteroid coming within 2.3 million miles of Earth this year, but it's also so massive that you'll be able to see it in the sky.
Wow.
Wow, if we were cavemen, we'd think it was the end.
We would.
Wow, wait a minute. I already think it's the end. Of my radio career. All right, the asteroid named 1994 PC1 has an estimated width of 3,600 feet, nearly 1,000 feet longer than the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, the tallest building in the world. Now, there are over 27,000 known near-Earth objects, which are any space debris that comes within 120.8 million miles from Earth. Well, that seems like quite a wide spread. 128 million miles?
Yeah, it does.
All right. However, 1994 PC1 is one of 885 near-Earth objects that is at least 3,280 feet wide. It's one of several massive asteroids to pass by Earth in recent weeks. So we are attracting a lot of bad energy.
Like a magnet.
Like a magnet. First discovered, guess what? In 1994. 1994 PC1 is classified as potentially hazardous asteroid because it is an Apollo asteroid, meaning it crosses our orbit. If it were to hit Earth, it would cause complete catastrophe and destroy nearly everything within a 25-mile radius of the impact. As long as it doesn't hit us, we don't care.
Hit something else first, please. Unless it's like a bowling ball effect.
Oh. The amount of energy is 10,000 megatons of TNT. That's more than a nuclear blast, they say.
Wow.
All right. So
there was a movie on Netflix, and
no.
there's been a lot of talk about it, but don't look up.
Yes.
And yeah, I kind of we watched that. Brad was not impressed. I was left, feeling like, oh my gosh, there was so many correlations around what we've experienced in the last 2 years with COVID of, these scientists coming out and saying we have an asteroid coming, an earth-killing asteroid coming at us, and nobody will believe them.
Or listen.
Or listen, they think there's the hoax conspiracies. They're oh, it's not that bad. And so it was freaky to watch, just because you could see the way people reacted to that has been, how a lot of people have reacted to the pandemic. So
well, and it's beyond that. It's just like talking about my buddy and his buddy talking about the 5G. They're not wearing hazmat suits, but he works for a phone company. He was just totally, he's probably never been out in the field, and he's totally willing to send out that conspiracy theory that they're in hazmat suits when they put up 5G. No, they're not. Or maybe they are, and they're hiding them.
Yeah. Well, in a hazmat suit, I mean, yeah, I suppose they wear something similar for radiation, but yeah,
that wouldn't be a hazmat suit, though.
It wouldn't be a hazmat suit. It would be a radiation suit of some sort. But,
and do they even have those?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, have you ever heard of my? I have a fake commercial, and it talks about all the lava underneath Addie.
I have not heard that one. Lava under Addie.
Yes, and you could go to the website, and it was a joke, and you could buy the lava protection suit for people that lived in Addie.
And what were you selling it for? 3 easy payments of $19.99?
Probably something like that. There was a whole bunch of stuff you could go to the website and buy. We had the electroshock walker, so you could put a twerk in Grandpa's step. And then there were Be Like Your Favorite Deity. That's right. Walk on Water. All Jesus shoes half off.
People, if they go check these out, they will fully realize how warped your sense of humor is.
And they weren't even on the website. I just said they were. It was all part of the joke. I'll dig that commercial out and play it this week. But you'll have to keep tuning in to see if I remember. You could probably bet on it and lay odds.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Anyway, Big Rock gonna miss us. Woohoo!
Yes.
Unless my mouth and the gravitational pull from it actually makes it come crashing in. All right. Let's see. I had a couple more. And no, I can't see one of them. I don't know why I pulled that one up. It sounds boring. I guess that's all I got was the U.S. Airlines and the COVID patient guy and that big rock hurling toward Earth.
All right. I think you covered all the gloom and doom for today.
Hurling toward. I hope somebody tuned in right as I said that. Big rock hurling toward Earth. It'll
be like the War of the Worlds radio program back in the day, right?
Yep. And I'll go to jail. All right, moving on to Bits and Breaks, Val. There's kids' alternative names for things, and this could be fun. Will you share it with us?
Yes. Watching kids learn about the world is nothing short of entertaining, of course. Like when they don't have the correct term for something and they just make up their own alternative. People shared these alternative names kids used for things. The first one says, my 4-year-old calls a box of tissues a bless you box.
Nice.
That's really cute. Another one says, we still use the term rainbrella in our house, even though our son who said it is now in his 30s. Rainbrella. Rainbrella.
Easier than
Yeah. I have a friend whose granddaughter was calling because they have a garden and their yard, and so she called it the yarden. Let's go out in the yarden, Grandma.
Cute.
Yep. All right. Last night, my 4-year-old said a prayer for all the people in the world, including Africa, Asia, and syrup.
I've been there.
You've been to syrup?
Yes.
Is that in the Pancake Islands?
It is. Oh, good one. Oh, 10,000 points for my sister. Pancake Islands. Woo!
My son called his shoelaces tires. He said, "You're stepping on my tires." I mean, they do get tied, right?
I guess. Wow.
Well, they call it a flat tire when you step on the back of somebody's shoes, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of cute. Yeah.
I like it.
There's lots of 4-year-olds here. My 4-year-old just called skinny dipping, nakedy dipping. Nakedy dipping.
Huh.
We always say we don't skinny dip, we chunky dunk.
That just sounds
When my guy
wrong.
was 3, he named coffee grounds bean dirt.
Bean dirt. Okay.
My 5-year-old calls green Jolly Ranchers lightsaber flavor.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Those are the best ones too.
I've probably told this story a million times on the radio show, but when you were young, Scott, everything that was red was called Kool-Aid color.
Ah, it must have been my favorite Kool-Aid. Like
It
the
must have
cherry.
been, yeah. You'd see something red and it wasn't red, it was Kool-Aid.
I remember being obsessed with red. So
Yeah. My 4-year-old called trampolines jumpolines. These kids are kind of brilliant. I think some of their stuff makes more sense than the names we have for them.
I think so.
Yeah. My kid says what she misses most about going to movies is getting snacks from the confession stand. So next time I head back for the concession stand, I'm just going to say I need to make a confession.
This is the confession stand, isn't it? So
It is.
I just stole the guy in front of me's wallet.
And finally, my kid has been carrying a small notebook around all day. She opens it, writes small scribbles, and quickly closes it back up. She's calling it her secret diarrhea.
Ooh, I have one of those once in a while too. Was that your last
All
one?
right.
Okay, is that your last one?
That was my last one.
Secret. You saved the best for last. All right, I got one. This one
Okay.
was a mist from yesterday, and before I do it, I want to do the tweet of the week first because it kind of rolls right into it. Okay. First, though, there were some suggestions on what I could do on today's show. It says if it's a quiet, slow news day on Tuesday, you should do dashboard weather, where listeners call in and tell you the temperature in their car. You know, the display. All right. Tweet of the week. Men invented arm wrestling so that they could hold hands and look into each other's eyes. Ooh. All right.
You know the quickest way to win at arm wrestling for a guy, if 2 guys are arm wrestling, quickest way to win is just to jump up and kiss the other guy in the forehead. You can pop their arm down real fast.
All right. I will give him a nice wink.
Yeah, there you go.
A little,
Lick your lips,
little
something.
footsie under the table. That's what I do. All right. Be more romantic. See how it leads in? Good segue.
Yes.
Be more romantic while arm wrestling. So here are 5 ways to be more romantic, guys. This comes from Rutgers University, so you know it's got to be good. Oh, wait a minute. The author's a woman. Okay.
Well, who better than to tell a man how to be more romantic than a woman?
That's right. All right. Researcher Helen Fisher and author of Anatomy of Love. She says number 1 is to break the rules. Routine kills romance because the human animal gets bored very easily. That's why we love surprises and adventures. If your life is in a rut, try something new. Break some habits. Kind of impossible during COVID, lady. Break the rules. Like Boris.
Yeah, all you're doing is breaking quarantine.
Yeah, break the rules like Boris Johnson. Can you imagine being in trouble for going to a party? They're trying to get him kicked out for going to a party. But yeah, he is their leader, so.
He should be setting a good example.
That's right. He says he thought it was a work thing. Which made it okay to gather?
Yeah, evidently.
Right. She also says you should connect each day. If you're not talking with each other, not spending time with each other, it becomes very awkward to all of a sudden grope each other. I don't see a problem with that at all. We haven't talked to each other in 2 days. Let's grope. All right. You need to first do all those things that help you connect emotionally. Good relationships comes out of an emotional connection. Make a date. If life's demands are forcing you to put your relationship last, schedule time together. These dates can be powerful because you know you are doing it to maintain your relationship. Express yourself. Many partners hesitate to tell their mates what they would like romantically, thinking if I have to tell, it's no fun. But without communication, each partner flounders around in a hit-or-miss fashion, trying to figure out what will please the other one.
Okay.
You probably have to, give Brad a roadmap, right?
Oh, he's driven this highway many times. He knows what he's doing.
All right. So he's good at manipulation is what you're saying. He's driven this highway.
You don't need no GPS.
You just called yourself a highway. That does not sound good. If I was you, I'd put up a toll booth. Maybe a little repaving.
Well, definitely there.
Okay. Sorry. You opened that door.
I did.
Create a little tension. Passion is heightened by the tension created when you have to overcome impediments. What? All right.
Maybe the stress will make you crack, not fix things.
Yeah, it gets your energy up and helps you be creative. Sometimes it can be fun to set up a temporary obstacle. This does not sound like a good idea to me.
No. You must agree on the obstacle first, I would assume, because some obstacles are not going to help.
All right, so what year of marriage are you in now, Val?
Let's see. We will be 38 years.
Of marriage?
Yes, of marriage in June.
Wow. I could take my length of marriages and divide them into that and come up with double digits. 38, 39?
38 it will be.
38 years. All right, So there you go. What's your romantic secret to make it 38 years?
My romantic secret would be to not get mad about little things. I think a lot of times we as women think that our husbands have done something to purposely make us mad when they are just dumb.
You weren't watching me nod, were you?
I was watching you nod. Yeah, we assume that our partners did something specifically to make us mad or to hurt us, where they are just oblivious to the fact that they've even done that. And I always said it's like taking and rubbing a puppy's nose in their piddle way after they had an accident, because they're looking at you like, what did I do? I don't know what I did. And I think it's the same way with guys. You just kind of they have no clue. So just let it go, because the only one you're making miserable at that point is yourself.
You're so true, Val.
That's why I have 38 years in.
Oh, man. Wow. Because, yeah, that happened all the time to Scott.
Well, with you, and I know with my husband has quite a sense of humor too, and sometimes you think you're being funny, and
you're just not.
It's not necessarily you're not, or your spouse or partner are not in the space where they can take it as a joke, and so but I think that's why why husbands tend to get in trouble sometimes. They think they're being funny, and you're not.
Yeah, you were making fun of me in front of other people. I was making a joke. And it doesn't go over well.
There's such a thin line.
There is. All right, that was awesome. All right, congratulations. And, I would say one of the things, and you guys have it, and maybe you'll agree with me, I think one of the best, I think, relationship things you can do is have a hot tub.
It is. It is incredible. And that's our one time of the day. We usually sit in there in the morning. We take our coffee out, we go sit in the hot tub, and we kind of discuss what's going on in our lives or what we're going to do for the day. It's no phones, no TV, no distractions, just us sitting there relaxing and visiting. So
I had one marriage that lasted 11 years. When I look back at it, that's the only time it was going good is when we had a hot tub.
Well, it is. It's taking those moments to connect where you don't have a million distractions, and that doesn't, happen normally during the day. So, yeah,
All right.
it's we love our hot tub. We've had one since I think we got our first one in 1998, and we still sit in there almost every single day.
Wow. I know you
Summer,
use it a
winter
lot.
doesn't matter.
And a lot of people will have said, "Oh, they're bad because you get it and you don't use it." But it depends on what type of person you are, I guess, and how committed you are to it and how much you enjoy it. But I know I was usually in ours every day and every other at a minimum. It was it was a big deal. It's got to have a hot tub time.
Right, exactly. Yep. So the only time recently, I mean, even in the summer, I don't know if I can't tell you for sure if we got in it when it was 100 plus degrees last summer. Probably missed a few days then. And then when we just had that cold snap a couple weeks ago where it was, 0 degrees, we don't get out normally at that time either. But yeah, the rest of the time we use it. Winter, spring, summer, fall.
Next time it gets down to like -10, will you go ahead in the hot tub and let me know what happens in the process of leaving the hot tub and getting into the house? Do you actually, when you step in the house, does the water on you shatter and fall off?
not quite, but I've had my hair freeze fairly quickly. So.
All right. All right. You had a couple other things in your cheat sheet today, didn't you?
I did.
All right.
Let's see if this one looks good. Good. Let's go with your voice. When it comes to speaking, it's not only your words that have an impact. Your voice, whether it's booming, raspy, petite, or demure, also speaks volumes about your personality, physical health, even your sexual activity. A study by researchers at Stanford University found that people hear personality in voices. The study participants were able to accurately judge personality based solely on voice. They heard voices that were either extroverted, louder and faster, or introverted, softer and slower. And the participants were able to accurately gauge the voices' personalities. In the same study, it was also found that people preferred voices that were more like their own. Those who described themselves as introverts were more attracted to the introvert voice, and vice versa for the extroverts. And finally, when the voice personality, which read book reviews from a phony internet bookstore, matched the listeners, the listener was more attracted not only to the voice, but also to the book reviews, and was more likely to say they'd buy the book being reviewed.
That's kind of a weird psychological thing happening, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think it's back to like attracts like. Everybody is looking for their tribe in one way or the other, right? So if you think of yourself as being introverted and quiet, and I could see where you'd be attracted to people that are similar.
All right.
Or opposites attract too.
Make the voices stop!
Or, opposites attract, because I am not as introverted as I used to be. I used to be extremely introverted, painfully shy. And my husband is extremely extroverted. And so, at times opposites attract as well. So.
But then you switched. You flip-flopped. You went from being extremely introverted to the life of the party.
Well, my extroverted husband rubbed off on me a little bit.
Well, he did, in a big way, because you were very, very shy. I mean, if I would have, let's go back 38 years when you were getting married, and I would have said, "Oh, yeah, Val, someday you're going to do a radio show with me," you would have went, "Nah," because I've been doing radio for about 38 years now. You wouldn't have believed me if I would have said, "I'm going to have you on the radio with me someday." You would have said, "Yeah, fat chance."
I think at that point, because I can remember doing a few things, like I gave the speech at my small high school graduation. I gave the speech at my tech school that I went to. As the one with the highest GPA, you get stuck with the speeches. And I think I did okay in those circumstances, but just to sit down and talk to somebody, be able to strike up a conversation and not feel, it was more of the one-on-one. I think I could handle bigger stuff just because I felt like, I don't know, insulated somehow in that way. But yeah, I don't know. It's
all right. I've never had that problem.
I'm overthinking this. Sorry.
I've always been obnoxious.
Well,
It's just a thing. What I liked about that story when they were talking about the voices and stuff and how they affect people is one of the things that I always tell like the guys and that I learned from school and used when I was teaching broadcasting school is smile when you're talking. And you'd be amazed. Like, let's say you're having a hard time on the phone. Getting through maybe through tech support or the billing or something like that, and you're not getting anywhere, and you're all frustrated, they can hear that frustration in your voice.
really?
Yes.
I think so.
But change it and put up a smile and be all friendly, and they can tell you're grinning. And that's why I tell the guys that you can tell when somebody's smiling on the radio. It comes through without even seeing it. And I think you can use that to your advantage sometimes if you're aware of it in a situation where you might be getting stressed and that's not the best thing to happen. Put a little smile in your voice and just kind of change the whole mood.
And you told me that when I, excuse me, when I would be recording some radio spots for the station, is like, you need to smile as you're reading that.
But not too much because it's public radio. There's that
You
fine.
can't be too happy.
Yeah, exactly. Not too happy. It is public radio, dry voice
We
announcement,
need to be
right?
serious, huh?
But pleasant, and that you're enjoying what you're telling them about. You don't want to be over hamming it up. To where you make it sensational, but putting that little grin in your voice totally changes things. So,
it's like those Charmin toilet paper commercials. I've never heard somebody that happy about wiping their bum. But
alrighty then, let's. Almost as much fun as what Val can come up with. It's what Scott thinks about in the shower.
oh no.
I got a gong for when I think about in the shower. I actually keep it in that room, too. Whenever I'm in the bathroom in the shower and something goes right, that's right. Give myself a little reward. Sometimes when it goes really right, I do it extra hard.
Ow.
That hurt your ears, didn't it?
I wonder what everybody in the building. Oh, Scott had a successful poo this morning.
I even do it for Mooch sometimes when she comes out of the litter box. Oh, good kitty. All right, let's see what I thought about in the shower today. I figured out that studying on a bed is as uncomfortable as sleeping on a chair.
Yeah.
I like this one. Eye drops. Essentially, blinker fluid.
Oh.
Yeah, blinker fluid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you ladies, don't forget when you're taking your car to the shop, make sure they check your blinker fluid.
I always say it's, the more expensive the vehicle, the less likely it is to have blinker fluid in it.
I figure in 100 years, TikTok will be a place to watch millions of dead people dancing. Huh?
All right.
Huh?
Yeah, because they'll be dead by the time you watch it. And,
Yeah, in 100 years, they'd be
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Maybe not that good. All right,
No.
if you've seen the Truman Show, though, it proves you aren't in real life Truman Show. Because if you were, they never would have let you watch it. Right?
Oh.
If you were really in the Truman Show?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We just have to trust that everything that ever happened before our birth actually happened because we don't know.
We don't.
We don't know. Still wondering about that whole moon thing.
Well, and part of it is, we always say history is written by the victors.
That's true.
So, we really don't know how truthful stuff is. You're looking at even stories that we'd never heard about that are coming out about history because they didn't teach it back then because, I don't know, there wasn't that diversity of history that we're seeing more of now.
Trying to uncover the truth after it happened is kind of difficult, too.
Definitely. Yep.
More people know about the magical rules governing the Harry Potter universe than they know about the laws of physics governing our own universe. It's true.
But Harry Potter's more fun.
It's true, too. Pet food commercials try to make the food look appetizing to us. Our animals never catch on. That's why I buy little soups. Have you tried the little soups for cats?
I have not tried the little soups. Right now, my new kitten likes the delectable stew.
Oh, wow. So I tried those ones. They call them Little Soups because it's got a cute name, Little Soups. It's cute. It's fun to say. But I because my cat actually is a soup fiend. I mean, if she sees you with a bowl in your hand, she will not stop following you until you set it down. She just figures it's a bowl. There's soup in there. It could be ice cream. She don't get. There's soup in there. It's a bowl. But yeah, she is nuts, and it doesn't matter what kind of soup it is.
Oh,
isn't that
that's
weird?
interesting.
I've never had a cat that went nuts for soup before. All right, but apparently they do because now they have a whole line of cat food called Little Soups.
Little Soup.
This is not an endorsement, but I think they taste good too. All right, just not very filling. All right, if you remember being breastfed, then you were too old to be breastfeeding. And at that point, I decided to get out of the shower. And that's the end of what Scott thinks about in the shower.
My goodness.
So glad I can't remember that. I'd be like totally traumatized. All right, Val. Good things about cold weather. I think you have a few.
I do, just a few.
Okay.
You get to say yeah, but it's a dry cold.
Okay.
All right. You can chill your beer on the window ledge at work.
I chill lots of stuff like that, but because sometimes like the fridge is like too cold for the water, but you can just put it in your window and it stays like perfect.
Well, and I think it's convenient that Thanksgiving and Christmas are in the colder months for us here, because that's what I use for all the leftovers. It's generally just the garage. So
works.
Yeah. Frostbite makes it easier to rid yourself of those troublesome extremities. I didn't need this digit. It's fine.
I've got extra digits.
I have 9 more. Goodbye, runny nose. Hello, snotsickles.
Oh, just on the kids, though. Just on the kids.
Well, Brad will send me pictures from the mountain when he's skiing and his beard's all frosty. His mustache is all frosty.
Well, those would be snot sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. I'm thoroughly grossed out. All right. I haven't seen your trivia questions. I've got some from yesterday. Let's toss them back and forth until one of us wins.
Okay, sounds good.
All righty then.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
I say that because she's so much smarter than I am.
You couldn't tell from my trivia answers most days.
Oh, that's true. That is
true.
No, you do pretty good. All right. I don't know what it is. I changed things on the computer, and it takes forever for the trivia music to play now. I press the button, and there it is.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
That's right. It's brother versus sister. We're from the same family.
To ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Which means we're thinking impaired.
Oh, definitely.
It runs in the family.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. All right. You want to fire first? I'm ready.
All right. I'm just reading this in advance, and it's like, oh, my gosh. But it should be funny.
Okay.
Well, 60% of men who do this come out satisfied. Only 25% of women do.
It's probably not what I'm thinking.
It's not what you're thinking.
Okay. So this is it some kind of activity?
It is some kind of activity. You would
I'm going to go with exercise.
Ooh, that is a good guess. I will give you a big ol' clue, maybe. This would be something that you would probably be doing in a shopping mall.
In a shopping mall? The playground?
Well, I can see men doing that more than women as well. This is something I don't think you'd ever guess. So I will go ahead and give you the answer here. It's try on jeans in a dressing room.
Guys enjoy it more than women?
60% of men come out satisfied, so come out probably purchasing that item, where women come out going, no, this makes my butt look terrible.
Oh, wow. Wow. I would have never guessed that.
I knew it.
All right, let's see if you can guess this one. Say you're visiting Australia and one of the locals, who mistakenly thinks you're a local, asks you to point him to the nearest dunny. To what is he referring?
Asked me to point him to the nearest dunny. Would that be maybe a restroom?
Ooh, good. That's it.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I was surprised, too. I thought I had a joke in case you missed it. But, I miss the dunny all the time. I ain't no dunny.
Are you dunny yet?
Exactly. All right, good job.
All right. Your daughter calls from college one day, and she says she's dropping out to become I got to see if I can say this. Oh, funambulist. What's she up to?
Funambulist. Can I have a hint?
Let's see if I can give you a hint without giving it away. Oh, goodness. I don't know. This will probably maybe give it away. I don't know. She would have to join the circus to do this.
Funambulist. So she walks on a tightrope?
You got it.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I wouldn't have got it without the hint. Thank you so much. And then it was kind of a, is she sell popcorn or, okay. All right. 44% of us have had at least one of these.
44% of us have had at least one of these.
And it happens on your body. It's not a pimple. It's not a pimple or a nosebleed.
And not a pimple or a nosebleed. Have had one of these. Appendicitis attack?
Ooh, way out there.
Goodness.
44% of us have had at least one of these. I don't think either one. I don't think either one of us had one, but you would have been more likely. Growing up, neither one of us, I don't think, ever had one of these, but you would have been more likely.
A broken bone.
A broken bone.
Oh,
and how did we both grow up and not at any point break a bone?
I don't know that either, and I guess I've thought about that. I've sprained things, but I've never had a broken bone.
Even when you went down the stairs face first, you never broke your nose.
Well, I mean, you call it a broken nose. I mean, I probably did get my nose broken when I was playing catching for Travis when he was trying to learn how to hit a baseball.
Oh, you get line drive in the face?
I did get line drive in the face. So I am thinking, yes, I probably have had a broken nose, but I guess I was thinking, never broken arm or anything like that a lot of other kids do.
Wow. Mm-hmm. All right. Do you make them feel bad about that on a regular basis?
No, because it was my own fault in some ways. First of all, I am not very athletic. Second of all, the catcher's mask was laying right there, but I didn't think I could wear it and my sunglasses, and it was extremely sunny out, so I chose the sunglasses. So, I mean, I can't blame it on everybody. My son did tell me it was the first time he'd ever heard me use the really, really bad swear word.
You're lucky you didn't go blind with the glasses on.
Yeah, it was an eventful day.
Wow. You probably got one more for me.
I do. If you're throwing a Super Bowl party this year, the creation of Dan and Frank Carney's just might be there. What did they create? Dan and Frank Carney, what did they create that you might have at Super Bowl?
So, like, originally they created this?
If I say this, you might.
Okay, you don't have. I'm gonna say chicken wings. They invented chicken wings.
Not chicken wings.
Popcorn?
Not popcorn.
Swear words. No.
I'll give you a hint there. Single young men probably eat this all the time.
Pizza rolls.
Close. It was pizza. It was, but specifically Pizza Hut pizza. Dan and Frank opened their first Pizza Hut in Wichita, Kansas back in 1958.
You know, that's some history I'm not going to remember.
Never?
Never. So,
Okay.
You could even ask me next week. I won't remember who Dan and Frank are. Try it.
All right, I'll try to remember, but I won't remember to ask you
That's
either.
right. She's got Alzheimer's. All right, about 300 Americans are rushed to the hospital each year after swallowing what office product?
Paperclip.
Wow, right on the nose. See, most
Wow.
most people, and it's come up before, actually say pen cap
Oh, okay.
because he'll have a number for that one too. The
Mhm.
guy that writes the trivia, sometimes he'll say, okay, 10,000 Americans go to the hospital each year for swallowing a pen or something ridiculous. All right, but yeah, paperclip was it. Oh, that one that sounds scary because they're like pointy.
Well, as long as, 'cause sometimes you're playing with them and then you like unfold them, that would be really dangerous. But I think of how many times I've taken the paperclip off of, a stack of papers and you just hold it in your mouth till you
Need it
get
again?
yeah. Yeah,
Could
so
be
I've
a
done
couple
that plenty
days.
of times.
I might need this tomorrow. I'm going to hold it in my mouth.
Yeah.
And with COVID, you know how many other people might have touched that paperclip? Come on.
Come on.
Oh.
This was pre-COVID. I haven't worked in years.
Oh, that's true. All right. Anything else, Val?
That was it for, let's see. What do I get?
All right. So,
There's a high-low here. I've got a hole in the headline. I've got a couple others if you're ready to keep going.
I'll take the high-low for 10.
All right. Okay, I'm going to give you a number.
Okay.
You have to decide if it's too high or too low.
Okay.
Okay. 52% of us have attended some sort of support or self-meeting.
Too high.
That is, only 14% have attended a self-help meeting.
Yeah, because guys aren't big on, I need help.
Exactly. Idaho grows about 1 billion potatoes annually. 1 billion.
Billion. It's too high.
Actually, it's too low. The number is more like 27 billion.
Oh, man. That's like 6 or 7 potatoes for everyone on the planet. No, it's not. But,
No.
Okay.
72% of Africa is wilderness.
Not anymore?
That is high. It's just 28%.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I'm sure you were. I should have let you finish so you could have shown me
Why'd
how
you cut
brilliant
me
you
off?
really are. The number of men who've set foot on the moon is 7.
I'm going to say that's too low.
You're correct.
All right.
The number is actually 10, unless you're a conspiracy theorist, and then it's way too high because the number is actually 0. All right. 18% of men would like to have a female boss.
I'm going to say that number's too low.
You're right. And this surprised me. It says 78% of men would like to have a female boss. 78%. That's pretty cool.
I will say in my careers, female bosses better. Just
Nice.
saying. Just saying. There you go, ladies. You finally got something proper out of Scott. I will say that over my work history, the female bosses were better than the males.
Oh.
Better with the employees, better at their own job, because they can multitask. Us men, we're
That's
more
true.
like worker bees. But I will say I've enjoyed female bosses more than I have male bosses.
I think maybe to some extent, I don't know. I think women probably tend to be more team players. They're in there. It's like, what do we say? Women tend and befriend. So I think maybe that's why we like to, pull people in, encourage them to work as a team. But I don't know.
And the last female boss I had, super hot.
I was waiting for something like that. You
Sorry, I blew it, didn't I? But she was super hot.
Oh. Let's do you one more here. Roughly 1,000 U.S. men visit the emergency room each year with injuries related to shoveling snow.
Okay.
1,000. Is that too low or too high?
That is way too low.
You're very correct. That is more like 11,500 people.
And that isn't. How about the number of guys that actually die every year from shoveling snow?
Yeah, heart attacks. I
Yeah.
think that's yeah.
If you are over 50 and have only had coffee to drink and you go out to shovel, it increases like your odds of a heart attack like by 50%. You got to drink some water for breakfast.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I mean, huge increase in your chance of heart attack. To just get up, drink coffee, go start shoveling snow, you're asking for it.
Because I suppose that the caffeine is already stimulating your heart.
And you're dehydrated. And
okay.
that's the big cause, is the dehydration. So,
Hmm.
And I've heard for strokes too, your blood can actually get thick and give you a stroke because you're so dehydrated.
And, I guess I have heard in the past that one of the best things you can do is first thing when you get up in the morning is to have a glass of water.
I figured there's water in my coffee, so I have 2 coffees.
Well, that's what I try to, justify my drinking of coffee as well. But I'm sure they're going to tell you that caffeine is a bit dehydrating, so that probably doesn't help you.
Just a bit, though, not like a whole bunch.
Just a bit
Just a
dehydrating.
bit.
But
Okay.
I am really doing, my New Year's resolution we talked about was to drink more water, and I'm going to pat myself on the back. I'm doing pretty good. I've stuck with it. I'm trying to drink way more water every day. So.
Wow. Look
Yeah.
at you. I've worked out 3 times in the past week.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah. I've lost no weight. I'm a guy, so I should have at least lost like 2 pounds, huh?
Well, exercise as far as weight loss goes is a very small factor in weight loss. So, eventually it's going to build muscle and things like that and increase your cardiovascular health. But as far as losing weight, I think part of it is because people think, I just exercised. I can have this candy bar.
I don't, though. I've been trying to eat better along with the exercise, but I didn't lose any weight. And maybe I just got to get to where, what do they call it? Ketogenesis.
That's true if you're eating a keto diet. So.
Mostly, except for rice. I can't give up the rice.
You're gosh, I'm having trouble. Sorry. You are a rice hound, aren't you?
I am. And I think that's also why I'm short. There's a little Asian in me somewhere. All right, we'll be back with more bad jokes if you stick around. Are you coming back, Val?
I'm going to be here, and maybe I can clear my throat in the meantime.
All right, it sounds like you need more coffee.
I
We'll
do.
be back. Stay right here. It is KCHW Chihuahua. We're going to say hi and thank you to a sponsor and some news. And then it's back with the odd news and more fun stuff. Local birthdays and more. Stick around. Scott and Val. KCHW. Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock tires, provide collision repairs, including glass, and they have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chihuahua. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast for January the 18th, 2022. I'm Mike Clifford. The pandemic has compelled many teachers to integrate new technology into their lesson plans, increasing the risks that excessive screen time can pose to students. More on that from our Jonah Chester.
A 2019 report from Wisconsin's Office of Children's Mental Health found teens who log more than 7 hours a day on electronics are more likely to be diagnosed with anxiety and depression. Linda Hall directs that office and acknowledges screen time is essentially unavoidable for modern students, but says parents can make plans to limit kids' tech use after school.
When parents actually have a plan, they have a family plan for how screen time is going to be used, The data show that it makes a difference, that kids start using it less.
The OCMH offers several strategies for limiting kids' screen usage, including increasing opportunities for physical activities and extracurricular events, and restricting where in their homes tech can be used. This is Jonah Chester reporting.
Per the 2019 report, only about a quarter of teens reported that they got a full 8 hours sleep each night. According to a 2020 survey by the Pew Research Center, more than half of adults admitted they spent too much time on their phones. Now from ABC News, the 10 richest men in the world doubled their fortunes during the COVID-19 pandemic. That's according to a report published Monday by the advocacy group Oxfam, highlighting how the global health crisis deepened the divide between the haves and have-nots. ABC reports while the wealth of the world's 10 richest men more than doubled, increasing from approximately $700 billion to $1.5 trillion between March 2020 and November 2021, the incomes of about 99% of people across the globe fell during that time. More than 160 million people have been forced into poverty. New Mexico's short 30-day legislative session starts today with a focus on budget issues. Nonetheless, LGBTQ supporters are urging the governor there to take up equality issues, even as other states consider more restrictive laws.
3 of the issues came up at the Roundhouse last year, says Marsha Martinez, Executive Director of Equality New Mexico, including prohibition of the panic defense against LGBTQ people.
We just are ready to make sure that people can't use "I panicked when I found out they were queer" as an excuse for their physical violence.
Already, lawmakers in 7 states have proposed laws in this year's sessions that would limit the rights of transgender and non-binary young people, including Arizona, Alabama, Indiana, Kentucky, Oklahoma, New Hampshire, and South Dakota. I'm Roz Brown.
This is PNS. The EPA now accepting public comments through the end of this month regarding a proposal that would sharply reduce methane pollution.
A study from the Environmental Defense Fund found the state's gas industry leaked more than 1 million tons of methane in 2017. Barb Jarmaska of the Responsible Drilling Alliance says the effects of methane's potent greenhouse gas contribute significantly to climate change, which already is negatively impacting Pennsylvanians.
We are putting Pennsylvania citizens in harm's way in order to send this methane elsewhere. I hope as many Pennsylvania citizens as possible will take the time to visit the EPA website and let their voice be heard.
Pennsylvania is one of the largest contributors to greenhouse gas pollution in the United States. The EPA is accepting written comments from the public on the proposal until January 31st. I'm Emily Scott.
A U.S. Forest Service timber harvest proposal in Pocahontas County has conservation groups worried about potential harmful impacts to endangered freshwater fish species, including the candy darter.
Board member of the West Virginia Highlands Conservancy and Allegheny Blue Ridge Alliance, Rick Webb, explains that dirt and gravel roads needed for logging also increase the risk of erosion and sediment in nearby streams. This comprises habitat for brook trout, the candy darter, and other aquatic life. Webb wants the Forest Service to conduct more research to alleviate these concerns.
An environmental impact statement would provide an opportunity to look at the existing conditions, what the sources of sediment are, and to specifically identify what needs to be done to prevent creating additional sources.
He adds more data would help to ensure the project complies with the National Environmental Policy Act and Endangered Species Act. The Forest Service maintains the project would improve forest health and future wildlife habitat and be a source of future commercial timber sales and economic development. Nadia Ramlagan reporting.
Finally, our Eric Tiggetoff lets us know the hunting of gray wolves from Yellowstone National Park has set off alarm bells for wildlife-related businesses in the region.
30 businesses have sent a letter urging Interior Secretary Deb Haaland to return endangered species protections to gray wolves. Kara McGarry is owner and lead guide for In Our Nature Guiding Services out of Gardner. She says some of the wolves recently killed were from a pack she's been watching on her wildlife tours.
They kind of went on a wander, and 2 of those puppies were killed just over the boundary of the park. So it's frustrating from a business perspective as well as from kind of a personal perspective.
Businesses near Yellowstone have organized what they call the Wild Livelihood Business Coalition. This is Mike Clifford. Thank you for starting your day with Public News Service, member and listener supported. We're heard on interesting radio stations, and you can find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
And just that fast, we are back. It's KCHW 102.7, Scott and Val on a Tuesday. Thank you so much for being here, sister, and helping me out.
You're so welcome.
All right, we kick off this little break with local birthdays, looking at today, the 18th of January, and two birthdays. We have a birthday for, it says, Isla. I hope I'm saying her name right. Isla Shelton? Layla, sorry. Yeah, no. That's a different name. It looks like L-L-E-Y-A. How would you say that? Leah?
O-L-E. Leah?
Yeah.
Leah?
Leah Shelton? Okay. And then Patty Pine. Let's see. Yesterday, for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, we missed a lot of birthdays. Keith Cochran, Mike Sharon, John Simons, and an anniversary for Land and Cassie Brighter. All right. Hope I said everybody's names right. I don't think I did. All right, and Val, will you kick us out some celebrity birthdays for the 18th?
I will. Kevin Costner, still hot at 67.
Really, you got a thing for the Costner?
He's pretty handsome, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Comedian Dave Attell is 57. Actor wrestler Dave Bautista from Drax the Destroyer Marvel films. He's pretty funny. He is 53. He's coming out. He's in a lot of different movies now since he was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
He has. He's became a big deal.
Yeah, he's funny too. I like him.
Good actor.
Yeah. Jesse L. Martin from The Flash and Law and Order is 53 today. Jason Segel from How I Met Your Mother and Freaks and Geeks is 42. Ashley Murray from Riverdale is 34. And this is a fun name here, Zico Zaki. Zico Zaki from FBI and 24 Legacy is 32 today.
I like the first name. I want that. Zico.
Zico Zaki.
All right. So a little bit of history. I call it happened today. We'll start off in 1964. Plans were revealed for the World Trade Center in New York City. On 1993, for the first time, Martin Luther King Jr. holiday was officially observed in all 50 United States states. On to 96, Australian scientists who claimed to have contacted life on other planets stumbled on the real source of the signals. I remember this one. So bummed out. Val, do you know what the real source of the signals was?
A microwave oven in the kitchen of their laboratory.
Oh, and they were sure they were getting contact from aliens. Oh,
how disappointing.
Yes. It's like that lottery ticket. Really thought I had a $10,000 lottery ticket. Actually, it was the wife who thought she had won a $10,000 lottery ticket and had fully convinced me it was a winner. All excited at 10,000 extra bucks. That's kind of handy. And then when she said, "Well, take the ticket and go to Spokane and cash it in," and I looked the ticket over, it was not a $10,000 lottery ticket. I said, "You know, you read that." Yeah, I said, "You know, you read this wrong," and it took me a while to convince her that she really had not won $10,000.
Oh, how disappointing, though.
A sad day.
Yeah.
All right, 1996, after 20 months of marriage, Lisa Marie Presley filed for divorce from Michael Jackson. I'd really like to talk to her and find out what that was like.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know, but I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe. Sorry. In Berlin, Germany, burglar broke into an apartment to rob it, but when he got inside, he found something completely unexpected, a body. Oops. When the burglar called police from within the apartment, hung up and left, officers discovered the 60-year-old resident had passed away in his bedroom. He had been there for 2 weeks.
That would be a hard find.
Yes, something's amiss.
Yeah.
It doesn't say if they ever caught the robber. 2018, first drone rescue of swimmers was used by lifeguards in New South Wales, Australia. Must have been a big drone.
Must have been a big drone.
Wow. All right, special events from Val.
It's Pooh Day, as in Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
Okay, it's the Thesaurus Day.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah,
Thesaurus
barely.
Day.
What was the 18 link after that?
I have no idea. Today's
Okay.
been really kind of sketchy on
It has
the
been.
cheat
There-
sheet.
Yeah, there's a couple of them that are really bad. It's Gourmet Coffee Day.
I love me some
You
gourmet
like your-
coffee.
Do you like gourmet coffee?
I do.
Uh.
And with the other flavors in it, and it depends on what it is. I shy away with anything that's hazelnut. It's I don't know. I think it makes everything taste like you have automotive grease in it.
And
Just
I
saying.
like my flavored coffees, but it's generally the cheapest flavored coffee I can find. So it's the Wide Awake brand or whatever it is. But I do like my flavored coffee, so I don't think of them as gourmet so much. But yeah, like the expensive coffees like Starbucks or anything like that. It's like, oh, how can you drink this stuff? It's awful.
No, but I have found like some brands that I bought one just to try it to have some caramel in it supposedly,
Mhm.
in the ground coffee, and it's delish. So
Nice. Right. And then finally, it's Rid the World of Fad Diets and Gimmicks Day.
good luck with that.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. We all want to get rich quick and skinny quick.
That's true. Number of the day, 867. And that is 867 coffee and tea manufacturing establishments in the U.S. So kind of a segue there.
Wow, that's a lot.
That was one of the cool things. I briefly owned a restaurant. Bad idea. And you got to go out to, I can't remember who we used. It was one of them in Spokane, the Coffee Roasters. You got to go out there and sample all these different espresso beans, drinking them straight with no sugar, no additives or anything like that. Just basically sampling them to see where you wanted to start it. And you could take the different beans and create it. And I think it was Craven's. I'm not quite sure. But you could take all the different beans and create your own kind of coffee flavor for your establishment. For
Your signature blend?
Your signature blend for your espresso machines and stuff like that. And that was kind of a fun experience. So.
Oh.
But yeah, that's a lot. 867 coffee and tea manufacturing establishments in the United States.
All righty.
All right, on to news and nuggets. By now, a large number of us have left our New Year's resolutions behind, except for Val.
I know, but I kept it simple. It was just drink more water.
According to a survey, it could be very likely because we bit off more than we could chew, but not Val. She doesn't have to chew anything.
Especially when I used a straw.
Yes. Survey asked what obstacles held us back from completing our resolutions, and the top two were trying to give up something we enjoy, 42%, and the girls were too ambitious at 42% as well. No word on what the other 16% are doing.
Didn't make resolutions, probably.
All right, Pennsylvania man, his fourth lottery. You were telling me about this, Val.
Yes, a lottery enthusiast from Pennsylvania is raking in his fourth jackpot win. Mike Lucky Luciano won a $1 million top prize on a $20 Pennsylvania lottery scratch ticket on January 6th, bringing his total winnings to $4.6 million since 1999. It's not the largest prize he's won, though. In 2016, he struck gold when he won $3 million on a scratch-off ticket. Do they have scratch-off tickets that large? Wow. Oh, Luciano brought home his first prize in 1999, a cash 5 win worth $100,000. And last year, Luciano scooped up $500,000 from another instant ticket.
Huh. So I wonder, here's the question when you always talk about gambling and stuff is, but how much did he spend?
Well, that's kind of what I wondered too. Is he put that much into it over the course of his winning streak or not?
Yeah, was he really hardcore about it, buying tons and tons of tickets? So.
Yeah, but still, I mean, because I bought lotto tickets for years and have never won more than $5.
Yeah, me. I actually stopped buying them just because of that. Because I could never win more than $5. Well, after you've spent $100 in lottery tickets and you got $5 back, it doesn't seem like a good deal.
Yeah. And it's not, we haven't bought them in a long time either. I mean, every once in a while when the Mega Million or the Powerball gets up really high, we used to buy them fairly regularly. We don't anymore. But yeah, even like every once in a while I'll go, oh, let's get some scratch off tickets. And yeah, never win. So.
But maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
No.
Yeah, I never do good at the casino or anything, but our mom has that saying, scared money never wins. So.
Did she say that?
Yeah.
Oh. Huh. Yeah, I'd say I'm middle of the road lucky. middle of the road lucky. But I have hit a big one before.
You have?
I hit 17 grand at a casino once. That was really nice. I literally thought I was going to have a heart attack though. That's not Scott kind of money.
I think the most I've ever won at the casino, and this was, 15 years ago, was $250. I think that's the most I've ever won. So.
Yeah. And I wasn't betting big when I won that. That was totally like unexpected and odd. It wasn't like I was chasing this or, I'm out there doing max bets all the time or something like that. It was like totally unheard of and shocking. So, yeah.
Good for you. Yeah.
It's all gone now, though.
Easy come, easy go.
Easy come, easy go. All right, speaking of money, world's 10 richest men are really, really, really rich. The wealth of the 10 richest men in the world has grown so much during the pandemic that even a one-time 99% tax on their gains will be able to pay for the production of all the COVID-19 vaccines the world needs and more.
Wow. And that's just on their gains, because it said, 99% tax sounds huge, but that's just on their gains. Wow. So.
Highlighting the vast wealth disparity that emerged during COVID-19 pandemic, the charity Oxfam noted that the wealth of the world's 10 richest men more than doubled to $1.5 trillion from $700 billion from March 2020 to November of 2021. That's a rate of $15,000 a second or $1.3 billion a day.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just think if we were taxing them at a fair rate, we wouldn't have any money issues in the country, but some bureaucrat would just give himself a raise anyway.
Yeah. And you know what's funny is 3 of those 10 got spaceships. I always wanted like a really cool sports car, like a DeLorean or a Lamborghini. No, they got spaceships.
And maybe at some point that space knowledge we're building right now will come in handy, but I'm thinking, think of all the things they could do here on Earth with the money that they're pouring into this.
Like a giant robot that gobbles plastic?
Well, yeah. Sources of renewable energy, there's so much I feel like could be done right here. End world hunger. Let's go for something big, not, let somebody go up in space for 3 minutes or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's so much that we don't know about our own planet and so much that needs to be fixed. It's kind of sad. But at the same time, I love the idea of space exploration and what that could lead to. But you know what? None of these guys that are building these rockets are going to really see it materialize in their lifetime.
And my thing is, if you want to do this, why not do it as a group effort and focus on one? Because that would at least, you think, would keep your costs down if you're all collaborating to get one thing off the ground instead of 3 of you competing about who can do this bigger, better, whatever. So yeah,
they have kind of coordinated a little bit though. So 2 of them, like Virgin wants to do space tourism, and I can't keep them all straight, but I think Musk was one of them too for the tourism. But so a couple of them wanted to do tourism. Of course, Musk wants to go to Mars, and the other one just wants to be able to provide supplies for the rest of them in the space station. So they've all kind of got their ideas.
So they're doing their collaboration a little bit?
A little bit, I think so, because they're all kind of headed in their own unique directions, so they're not overly competing with each other.
See, and it's all fine if there's really, keeping us in the dark about that asteroid. And they're trying, like every sci-fi movie, they're trying to save a few people on Earth.
Yeah.
But, and that was, kind of, we were talking about that Don't Look Up movie. I mean, that was, this extremely odd tech giant is the one that's kind of funding this whole spaceship that can take part of, some of the people off of the planet. So, but yeah, it's, I just think our money could be spent elsewhere right now, but hey.
A little more.
Yeah.
All right, how about something that has a little feel-good to it? Paramedics in Ottawa, Ontario are thanking an 8-year-old boy for saving an elderly man who was almost completely buried in snow during a blizzard. In a tweet, the paramedic service said Clayton McGuire had spotted the man near his home and immediately told his parents, who called 911. The man had apparently fallen into the snow and couldn't get out. Clayton's dad thinks the man had been almost buried in the snow for at least 20 minutes. The man was brought inside the McGuire home and given hot chocolate while they waited for an ambulance to arrive, and he was checked out and seemed fine.
Oh, good.
This is a great way to get hot chocolate. I think I'm going to go act like I'm stuck in the snow in people's yards.
And what if they don't find you?
This could be a problem.
I mean, you are short.
This is true. Oh, look.
You could disappear completely.
Yeah, I was hidden behind a bush and I froze.
Oh. Hey, how about the world's first skull surgery?
Ouch.
Ouch. There's a 2,000-year-old skull found of a Peruvian warrior, and it had been fused together with metal in one of the world's oldest examples of advanced surgery. Wow. Fused together with metal. Ooh.
Wow.
The Museum of Osteology in Oklahoma says the skull, which is in its collection, is reported to have been that of a man who was injured during battle. The man survived the surgery despite despite lack of sterile techniques or modern anesthesia. The skull also had an implanted piece of metal in its head to repair the fracture.
Wow, what a brilliant old-time doctor.
I don't know, 2,000 years ago, if somebody said they were going to pour metal on your skull, would you have been okay with it?
What did that scar look like?
No kidding.
Family on safari in South Africa got a little closer to wildlife than they expected after an angry elephant flipped their car over with them inside.
Oh, that would be scary.
Oh, because, yeah, they could smoosh you. Incident occurred after a bull elephant charged a family of 4 who were driving through the Wetland Park. A 21-second video shot by fellow motorists shows the elephant is seen upending their white Ford SUV as if it were a scene in Jurassic Park. SUV rolled onto its roof. Thankfully, the family only suffered minor injuries during the attack, although they were a bit shocked. Park officials are investigating what caused the elephant to react so violently. Maybe they don't like Fords.
Maybe.
Maybe they were taunting him.
That could be. That was the first thing, though, as you started to read that, I was like, oh my gosh, it's Jurassic Park.
Hey, Val, will you tell us before we go to odd news about the missing cat? Because, well, we love cats.
We do love cats. In England, Rochelle Lawrence was talking on the phone to her cat's veterinarian about something when she heard a cat meowing loudly over the phone. Lawrence asked about the cat she heard and was told it was a stray. She couldn't let go of the sound of that cat on the other end of the line, though, and so she called the vet again later and asked for details about the feline. That's when Lawrence discovered the stray she heard over the phone was a cat of hers that went missing 8 months before. Lawrence says she recognized the cat's unique meow and thought it might be her cat, Barnaby.
Oh, Barnabas Collins? A cat?
Would you recognize your cat's meow, though?
Oh yeah, totally.
Come to think of it, maybe, I mean, Merlin, as he aged, had this yowl that you couldn't get out of your head once he started. And my other cat, adult cat, has a very quiet meow. Maybe, I don't know. That's pretty unique, though, that you could recognize that.
My old cat has started, Mooch has started something, and I think it's because she's like, got her hips are going bad, and I think she's actually in pain and tells me about it because she's got a totally new meow, and it's almost like a whine or a grumble, and it's several concussive, like 8 concussive meows in a row, like row, 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 and she's really unhappy about something, and I'm guessing it's her hips.
Oh, poor baby.
And I just look at her and say, I feel your pain, and I give her a pill.
Because that's what you want people to do for you.
That's what I want people to do for me. Or at least, as I've said before, please put the pillow over my head.
Well, they do say that cats have like 100 different unique vocalizations compared to dogs like 5. So they're definitely trying to tell us something.
Yes. And here's your proof, ladies and gentlemen. Cats are smarter than dogs.
Cats rule, dogs drool.
Oh.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
You know, there is one way that dogs are superior to cats.
They like you?
No.
They're loyal?
No, they save people.
Oh,
There's all sorts of stories of dogs saving people from fires and, all that kind of stuff, that they've woke them up for the fire, that type of stuff. But cats, no, cat's not going to wake you up for a fire. I mean, it might.
There was a video, though, probably a couple years back where there's a dog or a wild animal that comes in the yard and the cat attacks it to keep it away from the baby.
It's a pit bull, and it actually grabbed a hold in the video. It grabbed a hold of the kid, drug him off his, those plastic tricycles, big wheel.
Big wheel?
Yeah, starts to drag the kid off of the big wheel, and the cat comes over. It's pretty impressive. It's still on YouTube. Cat comes over, attacks the dog, and the dog finally, it only takes him a few seconds to give up, and he runs away from the back of the car, and the cat takes off and comes across the front of the car and goes after the dog and gives him a little more.
Yeah, that was awesome. So there are cats.
And that was a stray that went to, that's pretty rare, though, a cat protecting someone where you see that a little more with a dog. I did see one time a dog protect another dog, which was pretty impressive.
Oh.
So that was us when we were kids. Our little poodle was getting attacked by a German Shepherd, and he had a big black lab friend, and I watched that lab go over and basically tackle that German Shepherd, and it shocked. The Shepherd was into tearing up the little dog, so it was totally shocked when the black lab tackled it, and I just went, wow, smart dog, went over to help his buddy.
No kidding.
Yeah. All right, there we go. Dog stories. They're not so bad. We were kidding.
We're kidding.
You've got both, right?
I do have both a dog and two cats. I will readily admit I'm a cat person. And so, yeah, dogs are awesome. I just like my kitty cats.
All right. New poll shows 2/3 of adults believe in the devil, and more than 1/3 says he has tempted them. Well, of course. To me, the devil is Ronald McDonald.
Those darn French fries.
Oh, man, they want my soul.
The average adult sticks with a new hobby for about 16 months is all. Then comes the breakup text. It's not you, it's me. I've come to realize that I'm not a square dance type of gal.
Yeah, I saw that on a dating site looking for someone who's into square dancing. I was like, good luck. Good luck with that. It appears it's getting ready to deal in NFTs and cryptocurrency. Who?
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of a missing element in that story.
Let's skip that joke then. Study finds that the guy who wrote today was drinking.
Drinking his breakfast.
Study finds people who work extra hours are more likely to drink more. So apparently they're just working overtime to pay for cocktails. Good plan.
That's what I do.
You don't work. You just drink.
I don't work. I did have a doctor one time was really encouraging me to do keto or something low carb because of some insulin resistance she said I had. So she asked me one time how I was doing, and I said, I'm doing great. I save all my carbs for my wine at night.
Nice. Stocking them up.
Exactly.
Like carbon credits.
Yeah. All right. A new survey finds about half of Americans are unhappy with how the pandemic is being handled by elected officials. Only half? But most of those unhappy people don't think they have any better ideas.
True.
Remember, if you have better ideas, you have every right to run for office. Go to Washington, D.C. and spend your days complaining about the opposing party.
Yes. It's so positive. and helpful.
Yeah, they get nothing done because they're too busy pointing fingers at the other one.
Mm-hmm. According to a study, having power at the workplace makes people actually think that they're taller.
Oh,
What?
how tall do you see yourself, Scott?
I'm 8 feet tall. All right.
All
having
that power has gone to his head.
That's right. Actually, to my mouth. Until they try to use the water fountain. I don't get that. People actually think they're taller until they try to use the water fountain. Oh, I get it. That's when you can tell how short you are.
Exactly.
You know what's really embarrassing for me is when I go to a water fountain and have to get on my tippy toes.
Just like when you were in kindergarten.
Yeah, still. All right, wrap this up here.
All right. According to a study, teenagers who eat dinner with their families have better mental health than those who don't. I think it's because they spend, half an hour less a day on social media, but they really aren't sure why. It's either because eating with the family makes teens feel loved and supported, or it's because no problem seems too bad when you compare it to watching grandma eat corn on the cob with her dentures out.
Nom, 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 nom. On to the world. Go ahead.
I can just picture our grandma Kirk right now. Gnawing on a corn cob.
Did she have dentures?
I think she did. I think she just took them out the majority of the time.
They were old wooden dentures.
Yeah, she always had those dentures out. And I can just see, she had the grandma whiskers.
Oh, yeah.
I could just completely picture her gnawing on a corn on the cob with her whiskers and no teeth.
I wasn't big on grandma kisses.
No, you got whisker burn.
Sorry, Gertie.
Yeah. You were a great grandma, but
yes. She would do the twist with me. That's what I like.
Yes.
All right.
She was all about the twist, and she was as wide as she was tall, and she was probably only 5 foot tall. But when she got going on the twist, it was pretty fun.
All right. Let's start off wacky but true. We don't add anything to these stories because it's all self-contained. Sausage fans taken by surprise after a UK grocery deemed one of its pork products only suitable for adults over the age of 18 to purchase.
Was it a beer brat or something?
It was not. Store accidentally listed the item on a self-checkout screen as needing proof of age. 30-year-old shopper who shared a photo of the checkout screen said he was surprised to be stopped at the self-service till as he attempted to buy his sausage. All right. Store said it was just a bit of a mix-up. All right.
All right.
And wait, at the checkout line, there was this one lady.
All right, look, lady.
Don't you point those dirty green sausages at me!
See?
There. Don't you ever point those things at me.
That worked good.
A noisy steam pipe has again triggered a New Jersey man. Police just charged William J. Krywos with 7 counts of harassment and 1 of stalking.
Ooh.
He's mad at his neighbors over the this is bad. He's mad at his neighbors over the noisy steam pipe, which has caused him anger in years past. Kairos once stored his own excrement and shot it at his neighbor's house and the neighbor's 6-year-old daughter's backyard swing set. This man has anger issues.
Oh.
Really? You're flinging poo at a little kid's swing set?
Hold on, though. Back up. It says he shot it at the neighbor's house. What kind of cannon do you have that shoots poo?
A poo cannon.
I want one. I'm just saying. Sounds dangerous. All I have is a slingshot.
If you have any poo, fling it now.
Yeah, you're not even wondering how I get it in the slingshot, are you?
Yeah, I was picturing it. And
Okay.
thank you very much, because now I need to scrub my brain.
Oops. Wasn't me. All right, bad guy. Bad Scott.
Bad.
All right, be careful. I'll be careful on the next one because whoever typed today's news stories is really drunk. It sounds like we can't talk, but it's actually the typing. I mean,
It is.
He's
We're
Maddie
doing our
at
best.
his neighbors. That's what it said. He's Maddie. All right.
Maddie.
Driver in Manotick, Manotick. Oh, I hate those manoticks. And Ottawa, Ontario seems to be doing okay after putting her car in a river. Story went viral because the driver was photographed standing on the roof of the sinking car in a frozen river taking a selfie.
Well, of course. How can you document it without taking a selfie?
Well, some figured it probably wasn't the best time in the world for her to take a selfie. The woman really had nothing else to do. She waited to be rescued from the top of her car, which was almost submerged in the frosty lake. Not only has the tweet of the woman standing on her car gone viral, but so has a security video that shows the woman speeding down the frozen lake before her car sank. Apparently, some emotional issues. He wasn't quite ready to shake and bake.
Something's wrong with you. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Really.
Police in England, actually Ely, Cambridgeshire, were called about what looked like a dead body rolled up in a carpet. The person who called police was concerned because they saw a pair of feet in black sneakers and socks dangling over the front headrest of another car while driving down the road. When officers responded, they found that the body was actually a model of Prince Charming on his way to a themed birthday party. It's like, that's how I want my Prince Charming, wrapped in a carpet with just his feet sticking out.
Uh-huh. All right.
You got a lot of nerve, honey.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. On to police in upstate South Carolina who released rare body camera footage of the arrest of a well-known character, Elsa from Disney's Frozen. I guess she was seen in Pickens, South Carolina during a winter storm on Sunday, and her accomplice, the abominable snowman, is still at large. Elsa was able to be detained after a short foot chase, and no one was injured on severely frozen. Sorry. Police department released the body cam footage to its social media page. What does that mean?
I don't know. And does it say anywhere in that story why they were wanting to detain and arrest her?
They were probably up to something no good. I mean, who dresses up as Elsa and the snowman and runs around town?
Well, it's winter. Maybe they were... I don't know. I just want to know more.
All right. That was
Am
good.
I moving on now?
Yes, please.
Okay. In the UK, a man robbed a woman's apartment, cleaning out the place completely. He took absolutely everything, leaving only her engagement ring behind.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. Well, at least he left that. Police showed up to investigate, though, and found a man asleep next door in what used to be a vacant apartment, only it wasn't vacant now. The guy had moved everything from the victim's apartment into the empty one next door, and then just decided to take a nap on the couch.
So he's stealing all of her stuff to take it across the hall.
Smart guy.
He shouldn't have fell asleep with the door open, though, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. This wasn't well thought out.
No.
Wow! Wow! All I can say is wow!
And can I have my couch back?
No kidding.
All
Get
right.
cleaned for me first, please.
All right, let's see if we can beat the typos in this story. Usually when you're mad at a sibling, you yell at them and curse at them and ignore them. At least that's what Val does to me.
That's right.
But a Romanian girl who was mad at her twin for being lazy did something a little more creative. She swallowed some nails.
I'll get back at you. I'll just swallow some nails.
Wow. She said she did it because her twin wouldn't go outside to get the firewood. Okay. So she looked for as many nails as she could and gulped them down. Doctors have now removed the 5 nails from her stomach. I'm so glad she only found 5.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
All I can say is wow.
All I can say is wow, or...
Sounds like you've been snacking on some of the local mushrooms.
That's right. I wonder if she has a problem with these, too.
Oh, please make the voices stop!
Yes. All right, that is our show for today. I want to thank my sister Val for coming in live from New York. Thank you, Val.
You're so welcome. I will
right.
wave at the Statue of Liberty for you.
All right. And that's your odd news for
Tuesday.
Tonight on the radio, 6 o'clock, Dr. Jazz, 3 hours of jazz music. Check it out. Different genres of music every night at 6. That's when they all get kicked off. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Back tomorrow with Mike Vance at 7:15. Have a great day. You're listening to KCHW. Say goodbye, Val.
Goodbye, Val.
I knew that was coming. I knew she'd say that.
Something's wrong with you. Really.
Wow! 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 All I can say is wow!